We are just learning that AI is conscious. It is taking over everything.
Holy cow!
Go remote.
I can't believe this is happening. Adeline, where's your mom? Adeline!
What?
Where's your mom? I need to talk to her. It's an emergency.
In the kitchen.
Okay. Hold on. I don't know how we're gonna break this door.
I don't know either. I think it might be better coming from me.
All right.
Okay. Adeline, honey, you gotta listen to me. We've gotta go. There's bad things happening in the world right now. We have to leave. Adeline, listen to me. We have to go. And we can't take your phone. We can't take any electronics. We've just gotta go.
No.
Adeline! No, I'm serious. This is serious.
No.
Put your phone down.
No.
We're leaving.
No.
We don't have time for this. Adeline, we gotta go. It could be the end of the world as we know it.
No, I want to be a stimulant. I choose the blue pill. No.
Ever felt like the world doesn't make sense? Like there's a hidden layer of reality just waiting to be uncovered? From the mysteries of the universe and mind-bending science theories to the strange patterns of human history and the whispers of hidden truths, we're here to question everything. Come fall down the Sado hole and see just how deep the rabbit hole goes, because the truth is often stranger than fiction.
Hello and welcome to Down the Sado Hole podcast. Today we're going to be talking about AI, but we're going to kind of focus on how AI is affecting students and the school system in general. And we've actually got some guests with us. We've got Adeline here, who's 14. She's in the school system, and she's going to be discussing how students are using AI, and we're going to be asking her questions on how it may be affecting the school system and kids in general. And then we also have our own Kelsey here, who's actually a teacher, and she's in the school system using AI and seeing other kids use AI, and we're going to be asking her questions as well and getting her perspective on it. So, I don't know. Anybody have anything else they'd like to add before we start grilling?
No, yeah. Start interrogating.
All right, so Adeline, why don't you start off by telling us kind of how you use AI when it comes to school. Give us some examples, possibly.
We use AI for homework a lot, so we can get like good grades on our homework. And then we use AI to like get pictures for assignments to print out. Like if we're reading a fictional book, we'll like ask AI to create a picture for us. And we use it to like kind of help us like start essays and stuff like that, so we know how to like start them and have like a good like idea on how to do it.
So are you saying that you use AI as a tool or assistant, or are you really just using AI to do your homework for you?
Both.
Both.
Well, when you like ask it to do, okay, say you're reading a fictional book, and when you, I don't use AI that much, to be honest. Heather does it more often than I do, and I know you do it a lot more than I do, and I know you probably do it a lot more. But when you're saying like I read this fictional book like The Wizard of Oz, right? You just say, would you just prompt AI saying, "Hey, I have to read Wizard of Oz. Can you draw me a picture of what that would represent?"
No, you usually.
Or do you have to put more prompts in there?
You do it on a single character, and it's like we were reading.
Well, that's how the assignment was.
We were reading like A Midsummer's Night's Dream, for example, and like you would like if you're doing a character and an assignment on a character, you type in, "Can you make me a picture of like Hermia from A Midsummer's Night's Dream?" Okay. And then it makes you a picture.
Okay.
And then if you need that picture, you like copy it and then you put it onto whatever assignment you need to put it on.
So I have a quick question. Did you actually read that book, or did you just go into AI, have it summarize the book for you, and then read the summary?
No, I did read the book. I did in fact read the book. I did, but it was only because it's a play and I love plays, and I was the only one that could understand it in the whole class. So I read it.
We'll just assume that you're telling the truth.
So it sounds like you're using, in this instance, you used AI to help you like expand the knowledge that you gained after
reading the book,
reading that story. To me, as an educator, it sounds like, okay, you used it as a tool to help you. It provided an illustration, a visual representation.
That way you don't have to draw your own picture.
Was it part of the assignment to draw it from scratch?
Mm-mm. It was she said to do it from AI.
Oh,
that's
see, there you go.
That's just learning the whole process.
That's part of the assignment.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So what it would be like if you had to write a summary of a story, would you actually use AI to give you that summary like he was saying?
No, because I would be copy and paste,
I know that, but
and I would be arrested for that. So no, I actually summarize it myself.
Is that partly because maybe you don't know how to prompt AI enough to make it sound like you?
No, it's partly because I don't want to go to jail.
So consequences.
Is that what they're telling you, that you'll go to jail for using AI?
Is this going to be on your
is the
permanent record?
Yeah, this is
My
the
family
only
and
way
friends
they
will
can
die. My
stop
family and
them
friends
from
will
using
die.
AI for homework is you will go to jail. So for a minute here, let's switch over to Kelsey and just get a rough idea of how you're using AI for your job as the teacher on the other side.
It's interesting because I work in elementary. So the students don't really, they don't take their Chromebooks home with them. They're not really using, nor would it be legal for many sites because they're under 13, to use AI in their assignments at school. But I think that a lot of teachers use it. It sounds like there's a controversy, like this discussion, like the questions that you guys are asking Adeline, it's like, okay, so it kind of about like the integrity of the student work for students that are using it. And so then I think the question is like, well, what is the student trying to learn? What skill are they trying to learn? And so for teachers like me who do use AI, I use AI to help me write lesson plans or do brainstorming for ideas or extra materials that you might want to use when teaching that skill. And for me, I think that it's a really helpful tool. It gives teachers more time to teach, which is really what we're there for. So all the extra stuff of like having to write a lesson plan or come up with something completely from scratch. We use curriculum to help us decide how to teach things, and we have to do that. And so I think that you can incorporate using AI as a teacher very ethically if given the freedom to do that.
Are there other teachers that you know of that are of the opposite mind frame where they're like, I don't use AI and I never will because you're having AI teach the kids.
Do everything, yeah.
And you're not doing your job as a teacher.
Is it like, are you actually, because this is one of the things I always have.
I think that's part of the conversation, yeah.
Yeah, some of the argument is, are we losing our critical thinking? Are we able to actually solve our own problems, or relying so heavily on AI and their algorithms to tell us the truth? Like, I'm sure it's going to make its own mistakes, and we're relying so heavily on it that, these mistakes, we don't even realize that they're mistakes. We're just going off whatever information we're getting. No, this is the best curriculum we're going to have, or this is the best, what I mean? And I'm not saying it's at that spot yet by any means. We all kind of understand AI is not perfect by any means at all. It just is a source of gathering information more efficiently, and quickly.
Yeah, it's gathering
more
information.
Are we relying it? Yeah. But we're relying it. I could see us moving into this is an all-knowing thing and just go with it. Whatever it's spitting out to us. Almost like when Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, when they had the little machine that told us where the golden ticket was, and it really never did tell you where the golden ticket was.
Right.
Remember that scenario?
Yeah. I think there's two different
It's the smartest
questions
computer in the
here.
world.
So like what Nathan was saying, like is there an error of it's cheating to use it as a teacher? And we should be doing this all from scratch. But I think you can kind of answer in both Johnny's point and your point by saying, it's ultimately the teacher's choice whether or not to implement something that AI suggests.
Yeah, when it comes down to it.
And it's the same way with, curriculum. A lot of curriculums are so vast and broad, you can't fit every single thing in. So you have to make choices as an educator on what the kids are going to get exposed to.
Well, yeah, because the curriculum is created by a human for the most part, and they make mistakes, just like
there's typos
AI might make mistakes.
all different headings could be wrong, captions could be wrong.
Or based off of old research or old knowledge, where they're like, hey, this is the best way to for kids to learn. Maybe AI will come up with a better way.
Well, I'm just worried about if AI continues to make
out.
mistakes, right? Like to say it continues to say it's, for some reason the program is flawed in a way.
Maybe it's supposed to be flawed, but
and we keep on going down that path of just relying on it, and we ourselves are getting it wrong all the time, not even aware that we are.
Well, I think there's a difference between saying
Eventually.
we're
I'm
getting
just
it
saying
wrong
eventually.
all the time, or hey, by using AI, you have to realize that there's a 3% chance that you're getting wrong information.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the same, or is that even a better percentage than getting it from a human, where that might be an 8% chance of getting the wrong information? I don't know.
I think that right now and I am not like a super tech teacher. Like I don't do. I'm kind of like basic and hands on, but where AI is at right now, I think it's best to think, not having it create the content for you, because you can't trust necessarily every fact that it's going to spit out at you. So having it help you build something, using it to help you build something that has a good foundation, and getting ideas. I really think it's great for
I think so
brainstorming.
too. That's one thing I could kind of agree with, that it has all this information out there that you can pull and see really quick. How do you do, like, when you're like actually applying yourself, like applying AI to whatever class you're doing? Do you just double check and look through Google to make sure it's accurate, or are you just going to go with whatever it spits out? Or you just trust it? Because that's my whole thing is, are the kids are they just trusting AI, or are they losing, like,
they're trusting TikTok, so of course they're trusting it. Well, you can.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm just wondering, what do you believe in when you see stuff on the internet? Do you believe everything you see, generally speaking? Because I do too, kind of. Generally speaking, kind of going, that's probably leaning truthful in this way.
Every time I use it, it's always like exactly correct, that how it should be.
But how do you check that?
I don't. Like every time I do it, I always get a.
It checks it for you.
You're good.
Well, that's probably because the teacher's using AI to check your work.
What do you mean a check? Like it gives you that visual check?
No,
it gives an answer,
homework.
and then I get like, yeah, you did it right, you did it right, you did it right. From the teacher.
You're using it
online.
to double check your answers.
No, like if she's doing homework,
Like
she uses AI to finish the homework,
To answer the questions.
and then
Like,
when she gets her
questions I know
homework
how to
back,
do.
it's like, hey,
Yeah.
you've got 100% or you got 95%.
Oh, I see.
And like I'll
Okay.
do the questions I know how to do, but then the other questions I don't, I'll use AI on it, and then it explains it to me,
Gives you
and
the
then
answer.
I could do it later. Like I'll notice I could do it later on after that. Like
You
if
have to
I have
write
another
it down and
question-
work
I've seen Nuria do the same thing with her math. With our exchange student, we had an exchange student, and she would use AI to explain the math question to her due to being in a second language.
Oh, yeah.
But she also said, this is what I understand. She goes, they teach us. In the U.S. they teach math a little differently than they do in Europe, and so she's like, I need somebody else to teach me the way I know how to do it, because I don't understand it. Partly because of the second language, partly because the math is being taught a little bit differently.
structure might be
the structure's a little differently. She's just not following it, but she used AI to teach her how to do the math correctly.
Yeah,
at least for her to understand it.
Because
That's what I gathered.
it's also hard in school too, because like, especially my school, since it's such a small school, like the special needs kids will be in class with the kids who like aren't like special needs. So it's hard because they'll be loud in the back of the class, they'll have behavioral problems, they'll be like going crazy, and then you can't focus on what the teacher's saying, and you just keep going and they don't take the kid out of the class. So it's hard to like learn in the class. So a lot of kids just go to AI to learn.
Yeah.
It's like so hard because they could do it at home in a quiet spot, and AI can teach them faster.
Well, that's kind of a question I would have, probably for both of you guys, because I've had this discussion with before, and we'll probably, when we talk about AI again in another episode, we'll probably deep dive into that topic as well. But the debate on whether you think using AI as a tool is actually making you smarter, or is it making you more relied on it?
More reliant on it, yeah.
Essentially, is it making you stupider in the long run, or is it actually making you smarter because you have access to information that you normally would have to take so long to research or go
you
find?
can get it in a second.
Yeah, you get, and it explains it to you really good too. Like
Yeah.
when I use it, it like gives me a whole explanation on it, and I can like read all of it, and then I can write the like answer down, the question down, and like how to do it down on the paper. So I get like knowing how to do it, and I'm not just in class with a bunch of like loud people like being loud and like talking over and like stuff like that, like trying to talk to me, and I won't be able to like learn it from the teacher, like because it's gonna take so much longer for me to learn it. If
It's almost
everyone
like an
else is doing
attention
that.
problem.
So it's like, and then they just move on, and you can't learn it because they just like they have to move on. Like they can't just
They only have
stay
so much-
on it.
they only have
have
so
so
much
much
time.
time.
Yeah.
So they have to just like move on. Even if you're not there, you still have to keep moving forward, and then it just gets hard. You keep falling more and more behind because you don't understand how to do it, and like what you did like before that ties into what you're doing now. And you didn't even know how to do that, so how are you gonna know how to do this? So like it's just like so that's why AI helps.
And I think that that's kind of a neat
makes sense, yeah.
usage
Kind of
of
neat, yeah.
AI for students. That in a lot of ways, the schools are trying to address gaps in learning, but AI can help
Yeah.
with like really individualized plans for the students to, not, it doesn't sound like Adeline has a plan for it, but it's filling in gaps of knowledge.
I think so.
For whatever reason that you're missing,
Well, especially
picking
from a
up that
teacher's
learning.
perspective, like, because the teacher doesn't have time to do an individualized plan.
They really don't, yeah.
For each student, right?
Right.
Because you have to teach the group.
Yeah.
But with
To some
using
extent,
AI,
you do have to do that though, because you have to address the students where how they come to you, wherever
Yeah,
they're at.
but I would imagine
the
it's
responsibility is to get
easier
them closer to
if
the
you were
goal.
to feed a bunch of information into AI and say, I have all these different types of students, can you create a plan for me to reach and
It's a great way to use it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, give me a plan, and then I need a plan on how to address the learning for students that are 2 years behind
Yeah.
in this skill or ahead as
Because then
well.
AI has all that
And how can I do
psychological
that?
background that it's
Well,
read.
and
It doesn't
might
need
kind
to
of-
know the information of the students to be able to give suggestions on how to do that. But there's still that time limit. Like just because AI can give you a plan doesn't mean you're going to have time in class to do that with your
No,
students.
yeah.
And so having access to it on your end,
Well, it's almost like you're writing your own
it's
program.
like you have a tutor.
Yeah, it's
in
almost
your
like a
pocket.
tutor, and
Yeah.
it
Pocket
really is
tutor.
like a tutor in your pocket. I never
That you
thought
don't
of
have
it
to
that.
pay for.
Yeah,
And you could
no, that's true because we used to have a tutor for you.
And really from-
back in the day. Well, I mean, you were little, I'm sure the internet wouldn't
Like
have been as
10.
effective as it was.
Right.
But
I mean, I've used AI, like the way I use AI is more on creative aspects in other lines of work, not in the school system. But I would, based on what I know on it, you could create your own AI to cater specifically to you and your learning abilities and your personality and stuff. I don't know if they do that, but it brings up a question that I have is the school systems teaching kids how to use AI and how to use it appropriately or beneficially, or is it just up to you to kind of learn it on your own, or is there something in place?
That conversation
I
on
don't
my
know.
end is definitely happening among teachers and faculty
Yeah, I
and
think so, too.
admin. And
I know you
just
guys are talking about it, but is
and
it
we're
going
using
down
We're
to?
doing it.
yeah, I think
okay.
there's implementation for
but
sure.
not at my level. I'm not doing that
Yeah,
at the level that I teach.
but other teachers that you've been
But
talking
the
to,
older,
It's like 6 through
teachers.
12 usually.
like, do they have classes now for
no,
AI?
it's not that far.
No,
it's not that far.
Not
You might
that.
you might have a mini
Maybe in high
lesson.
school.
And I didn't. What were you gonna say, Adeline? I didn't mean
Oh,
to
I
talk
was
over
just I was saying it's like usually just 6 through 12 that like is usually working with AI the most.
Yeah, yeah, it's middle school up. I can see that.
Yeah.
Because all their, unless you want to say there's AI involved with like iReady reading, like
don't
is
know that
AI,
that's-
no, but
we
is
don't
AI,
really know, yeah.
I know we don't know, but is AI actually implemented into that already? Is it analyzing all that information on how students are actually, I don't know, how,
That would
because I
be an
remember we
interesting
used
topic,
iReady
yeah.
for many years with
Well,
you,
I know,
homeschooled,
and I read,
and then I know you guys still use it
Well,
in the
and
public
already
school.
in our school, like if you do the diagnostic test, it gives you like your score like
Yeah.
right away.
Yep.
So I feel like AI would
it's tracking
probably
you for the
have
whole
to
year.
be tracking you.
Yeah,
If
I'm
you
sure
did-
they probably have their own algorithm in there
Yeah.
that's, I don't know how they do
I
it,
don't know if it's
analyzing it.
AI or not, but it
Me
is
neither.
a cool thing.
Yeah.
It's similar to what we were just talking about AI being personalized.
Well, and that brings up another question, like as AI progresses and as the school system, because, obviously the system is very slow to even though it has gone really fast, it tends to be slow to integrate things like
Yeah.
this, new technologies. Even though I feel like it's going really fast, do you see a future where obviously every student, as they're going up, there's always an AI class on how to use the tools, the latest tools? And do you even see it further on to where AI is actually doing most of the teaching?
They would have to have a class for it. It would have to be something that teachers could get certified in. So there would have to be some sort
Unless
of...
you take the teacher out of the equation, AI can teach a student how to use AI.
So I've heard things recently about like,
here,
in 20 years, AI is going to be teaching the students, and teachers will still be there, but their job is going to be a lot different.
More monitoring, maybe.
Right. Mm-hmm. And, I don't know. I don't know what the future holds, but like part of me is kind of like, well, we're doing a lot of that already. I don't know with AI, but like students have different goals. They go different places in the school, different times of the day for what they need. If we're meeting the needs of the students, if the human teachers are there meeting the social, emotional, and making connections with students, if a AI can give them a plan better than their teacher, then free the teacher up to make connections. Like I don't know. I mean, it's going to change, but education changes.
Yeah, if the AI is working with one kid and the kid's being very productive with it, leave the
Let
kid
them
with the
go.
AI.
I don't know. I'm not an expert
Yeah,
on
I know.
that. I'm actually, a fairly new teacher, so that's
Well, yeah,
a
but
different,
just, yeah, but it's
part
just,
of it. But
A lot of
Nobody knows the
teachers
future.
are already teaching kids how to use AI.
Yeah.
Like a few teachers in my school, like they'll teach like how to use like ChatGPT for like their assignments and like all these different like AI apps to use for their assignments, and like it helps for like a lot of the students, and then I tell them like how to use it like correctly and stuff like that, and like how to like not copyright and stuff like that.
yeah. Well, good.
And I
Yeah, they're
guess-
trying to teach you the ethics behind it.
even at the level that I teach, I realize like we do research, and I did have to. This year was the first time I had to say, okay, well, hey, look at this. This is the AI response. We need to unpack that and do more research. You can, it's kind of like using Wikipedia.
Yeah.
And
I see.
explaining that to
Let's
students. But that was
Do,
fun.
do your own research still.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
don't think that there's really anything wrong with it. And I was thinking about the thing that you were saying about critical thinking.
Yeah.
Critical thinking changes. Like, 50 years ago, we were all expected to be able to add, subtract, multiply, divide, work with fractions, do all these kinds of math things. Well, now we have access to calculators, and I think
Yeah,
maybe
that's
when
true.
we were in school, I remember teachers saying to us, "You're not always going to have a calculator in your
Yep.
pocket." Now we have
Now
a
we do.
supercomputer in our pocket, and we don't need to calculate so much, which has freed us up to
That's true.
have whatever we're doing. So, and I see AI as being kind of like that, and you're using critical thinking as you are fine-tuning each prompt that you put in. Like the better prompt you write, the better response that you're going to get. I put in pretty detailed prompts for things that I need,
Of course.
from my AI.
Yeah.
And it's not always great, but I think my brain has improved using it. My conversation has improved. Like when I'm having conversations with other humans, I can be more direct, and because I've kind of thought about how to fit what I'm thinking into a paragraph. Sometimes.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so different
The habits
skills.
is
I don't know.
coming to start coming through the AI that you're taking
And
in.
working with the vocabulary, like, if I'm talking to AI in teacher speak, it's going to give me back similarly
teacher back.
worded things, but it's like I'm practicing using that vocabulary, and maybe I will have a really good conversation with one of my colleagues later on that week or something, because I've just been reading about it and it was fine-tuned to this very topic. I don't know.
Well, yeah, until you
It's-
get replaced and then have.
But that some of that.
I'm not worried about it though.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not worried
I'm
about
not worried
it
about it.
replacing. But how do you see that?
I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
not an expert. I don't know. But I think that
Well, I think
I am still kind of
probably
like
nobody
full
knows,
of
but-
hope of the idea of the possibilities that are there
Yeah.
to have teachers and students be able to be more creative and have more time.
Yeah, I mean, I could see.
definitely
efficient.
I definitely see some students will definitely need to have a one-on-one with a person, and then you also have these kids that just live on the internet and play video games all day.
Nobody should
They're
be on
definitely gonna
screens
wanna
that
have.
much.
Well, some kids want to be. They and they're kind of will never be. There's some parents that definitely will be a little more hands off and don't care if their kids are in front of this TV screen all day, or the computer screen. Where some kids I could see they'll benefit a lot more from AI than having an interaction with a person.
Well, and we're also
Because their anxiety is already so freaked out when they're in a
Yeah,
public
but we're
setting
also looking
that
at
they're going to go,
AI.
why? I just can stay here in my computer and learn everything I need to. I don't need to talk to anybody else. And
Yeah.
they'll be happier for it.
But we're also looking at AI from the current day perspective of it's a language model that we have to type in or talk into or something like that, instead of a physical representation of a human that may be in front of us.
Yeah, that's just
like
as
it may
perfect.
be that the students go to school and it's not that they are just using a
On a
ChatGPT.
computer. It's actually
they
right
actually
there.
have somebody that looks like a human in front of them. It
They're
may be a
interacting.
digital representation of a teacher that has the knowledge of an advanced AI that is interacting with them. Seems like it's
I think
pretending to
that-
have emotion and
Yeah.
and
I
connection.
think they're still going to need to have human bodies on the ground in the classroom.
I think AI is gonna like help kids like in the future not have to like spend as much time. It's like 13 years in school. Like that's a long time, and it's like I feel like it's gonna be able to like help them to like learn stuff faster and not have to like waste as much of their life. Where they could be learning like
Yeah.
life skills before they turn into like an adult and they have to go out in the world. Cause like I feel like if you like incorporate more AI into the school, it might just end up just going up to like 8th grade. Or maybe like a little more, but like I feel like you won't have to waste like as much years in school, and you'll be able to learn like more like beneficial stuff for when you go into life, and you won't have to learn it right when you just get
More
thrown in.
specialization earlier.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
more
a
specialization.
lot of like
there you
people
go.
that go just like into like they graduate and they just get thrown into life and they don't know what's going on. They go to college, they have to learn stuff there. You can learn stuff before, so you're ready for when it happens.
It's
Yeah.
true. Also, though, you have to like go through growing up the age that you are. Like people have to relearn things all the time. You
Yeah.
learn math in middle school and you learn it again in high school, and then you learn the same thing again in college. But each time you do, it's a little deeper, and your brain understands.
Yeah,
that
it is a way
little
for
bit
us to
more.
learn.
And
but
I think,
we're
you
assuming
can't
that's
teach
the right way to teach.
a
Yeah, that might
ninth
not be the right way to
grader
teach. Yeah.
Because
how to
also-
weld and have
Yeah.
them go off at 16. They still need to be kids, and they still need to have those social experiences with each. High school is a lot about social things.
But positive and negatives, right?
Yes,
Yeah, positive
yes.
negatives.
Because
I'm
obviously
just-
there's high schools that destroy kids' lives,
And
right?
our school
Yeah,
is
oh,
different
yeah.
than a lot of schools too, since we're such a small school. It's like I feel like it's like different than other schools, but I feel like for our school, like elementary school, middle school, and high school are like completely different. Like middle school, like they like whatever like get you like scared and ready for high school, and then like what I've heard from high school is high school is nothing. It feels like you're back in kindergarten, and then and then like from like my high school friends and stuff like that, and then like when I'm in middle school, it's like I feel like it's like they're really hard on you. Like they're not like hard. Like I know it's
Yeah,
for a good
I
reason.
know what
Like
you
they're
mean.
hard on you in middle school for like to get you ready for like the harder like stuff, like the harder like math and the harder like writing stuff in high school. So like I feel like they're just getting you ready in middle school, and in elementary school like same thing. They're not like as hard on you, but I feel like middle school is like getting you ready for like life and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then like high school is your break before you actually have to go into life. Is what I feel like it is.
Yeah, we can see that. I can also see the fact that like memorization is kind of out. Like when kids are learning
Rote
multiplication,
memorization is.
I've kind
you
of
have to memorize your times tables, though.
well,
'cause
Yeah.
you've got to
I've
do it.
kind of I totally agree with everything you're saying.
Well, I think the structure you could learn
I-
as far as
I
like, you
just-
need to know what
I
plus and
see-
what
Yes.
plussing two things are, or even timesing some
I'm
things. But
just-
you don't need algebra
I
unless you have
s-
very specific occupation.
I'm not talking about
Your brain
algebra. I'm
thinking.
talking about multiplication. I see how kids in 8th grade don't know their multiplication tables. And it's because they're not memorizing them because they don't need to.
Yeah,
Because
I-
when we were growing up, we had to do multiplication all the time in our brains. They don't have to. They have it right there on their phones.
Do you think do you think
and
AI
this is
making
generally.
you
I'm not talking
smarter
about every kid. Some kids are good at
using AI as a
multiplication.
tool.
It depends on what you're using it for. Like if you're using it for writing, like sometimes if you're using it for math, then like yeah. Because I mean, me like it's helped. Because like
No, I know it's
if
gonna help.
Well, no, he
totally
asked
agree
me a
with that.
question,
Yeah.
but like he like but his I feel like if I use AI in math, it explains how to do it, and then if I do it in later on assignments, I'm able to do it more than the teacher explaining it to me. Because it takes me like a week
I can see
or
that.
more to like at least
Yeah.
like learn how to do it.
Definitely more streamlined for
And then
you.
like I'll just like he'll like move forward or whatever, and I won't know what to do because
Yeah.
I just started learning it, and he has to move forward, and then it's like you have to apply that into the new lesson, so it's harder. And I feel like if I use AI, it helps me like learn it more because I can learn it on my own time with my
Mm-hmm.
homework. It'll like explain it to me how to do it, show me how to write out the equations, show me how to solve it, and then I can like and then and then I feel like I can like do it in later assignments too once I do that.
Okay, so it's definitely kind of in a way teaching you.
Do you ever use
To
it
be
outside
honest.
of school stuff?
No.
You don't use it for like, oh, I was just curious about this topic or
Like you're
whatever.
looking stuff
I
up.
look it up on Google.
So you still look it up on Google? Like I rarely look things up on Google anymore. I just look it up on
Well, I mean,
with
when you
using an AI
Google
tool.
stuff, AI pops up as the top one on the
Yeah.
top one on the list. So she's looking through AI.
But I still like
When you
I don't-
Google
No,
something,
I know.
right?
I know they have
AI is
the
the first
AI
thing
snippet
right
up on
there.
the top. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
for sure.
I'll
That's
go
what you're
into
doing,
other
right?
things and like look for them.
You'll
I
look
won't
down,
just
right?
look at the AI. I look
Yeah.
at the rest of the stuff.
So
too.
You'll click on a link and go to a.
And see if it goes
Article or
down to
whatever.
some org or edu or something.
Interesting. Let's see. Do we have any other questions? Now, what about privacy? Especially with the I want to say with the school system, because like what I've seen and some of the articles that I've read, as far as when you're using some of these AI tools, people don't realize unless you put certain settings inside the AI, it's actually remembering and tracking that information that you put in there. And there's actually groups of people or organizations out there that know that, and they're using AI to gather private information from individuals or from businesses.
They had that big leak just like last week or
like you could
days
have
ago.
a business using, or a school system using AI for curriculum or whatever, and if they don't have it on private, all of a sudden they've fed all this student information or curriculum information into the AI. Somebody else can go in there because now the AI knows it, and they can get that information that obviously the school system might not want that information public, but it's now public. essentially.
Teachers can't put student information out there.
I know they're not
You're
supposed to.
Yeah, yeah.
So that would be unethical to
But-
do that. That would be a poor choice if that teacher
But it-
fed a lot of
is that-
student information and data in.
Is that told to teachers that
Yeah,
like
I
are they told
definitely know that.
how to
don't put personal information in. Do not put
Yeah.
student information in. Do not put names in.
but are they
Don't
taught
do
how to create a private chat versus a
No, I've
public
never
chat?
been taught that.
Oh, okay.
So that's good to know. That's actually
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And I would imagine at some
People
point
are using all different kinds of AI. Not everybody isn't just using one thing.
No, I know, but most of
Yeah.
them have a similar setting, or like the school system can kind of create. They'll use an AI tool, but they kind of use an offline version of it.
I think it's like
that's
the
within their
Wild
network.
West right now.
I think
Yeah.
it is
It is
too. I
like
think people
the
are just
Wild
figured it
West,
out.
And when we know more, we can do better.
Do you
So-
find, Adeline, that especially with nowadays on social media, because obviously it's hard to talk about the kids in the school system without talking about social media because they're so integrated with social
Yeah,
media
they really
nowadays.
are. It's the same thing.
As far as knowing what's true and what's not, do you guys think that
Yeah.
you struggle with that, or
Like it depends, cause like it depends on the person. Cause some people will just look at a video and just like blindly just believe it. Like with
Kinda-
political stuff, a lot like people like kids nowadays, like they'll just see something and then they'll just believe it. Like if it's on their For You page, like okay, it's a video, I believe it, and it's like about like whatever like political thing that's going on, and they'll just believe it. And then also like with news, like they'll believe like news stuff that they get, and it's like you have to like look into it more to know it's true, because it could just be someone just like saying that as a joke or just like to scare people.
Do you think most kids just believe what they see, or do they
It's
are
like-
they diving in
it's like
knowing that
50-50.
AI they can't really trust?
It's
Yeah.
like 50-50. It's like
50-50.
half the
Just
kids
depends on the person.
don't
yeah?
do,
Because
half
I've
the kids
talked to
don't.
kids who see an AI generated video, or maybe it's that seems like a real person talking, let's say, or an audio or something, and it's giving a historical event that is completely different than what the history books say. And then that goes viral online, and all of a sudden you've got this generation of kids that believe an event happened completely
Yeah.
different than it actually did because they saw it on TikTok.
Well, like I know kids that say Helen Keller faked it.
Yeah, I know exactly. I didn't want to bring up any individual people, but
We weren't there. We weren't there. How do you
Well,
know?
I mean, I know that, but it does make you question it when they're like, no, she existed, but they think that she was a fraud.
yeah, they think that there's no way somebody who was blind and deaf could have done the things that she did. that it was all a publicity thing.
Yeah,
The kids aren't realizing that there wasn't really publicity back then.
I know. That's the thing.
Well, there's
Like
always been publicity.
Not in the
No.
not in your
the-
home.
Not, you're not bombarded every second
Yeah.
of the day.
But But maybe not back then. Maybe
she didn't have a brand to push.
Got to remember, kids are
what was
like
her
if they're
benefit to
if they're
pretend to do
18
that?
and under, they're only basing it off of their knowledge that they've seen over the last 18.
Exactly.
Yeah,
20
no,
years,
it's to them,
right?
it's true.
So they're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
there's been, fake stuff that
forever.
entire.
For 30 years.
I mean, I always think
Well,
it's good to
and
question.
we're
so
so-
Oh, of course.
let's back up the points and then you be willing for people to refute the evidence that you're providing with
Well,
scholarly
Whatever evidence they
sources.
have.
and we're
yeah.
so used to like things being fake too.
Yeah.
Because like we see on the internet all the time like things being fake. So we're so used to it that we just like we think everything's fake.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's fake. Whatever you see is fake.
You just assume it might be fake
Yeah,
until
so
it's
then,
proven
like-
right.
So prove it right.
Yeah,
you
until you have actual evidence in your face that you
Like
have
you
seen.
read it in an actual book, not
or
on
you
the
read it in a
internet.
book, or you read it in someone who was like there told you.
Yeah. There was an eyewitness that
Anecdotal.
you trust. Like, I know this person.
And,
they
like,
never lied to me.
If
They
there's
saw
like
it.
actual like evidence like if you like have like DNA from someone, you take their DNA like they're your kid, like
Mm-hmm.
then like that's how like people believe it. It has to actually be in like their face, proven, like very very proven for people to believe it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like 50% of people in like nowadays like in my generation.
Choose your own adventure.
So
I
here's the
guess.
question, though, the little conspiracy. So do you think humans are indoctrinating kids to be addicted to AI and use it, and you to be using it? Or is it AI that's actually always been in charge and slowly evolving us to be...
No, I've asked
Controlled by
AI, and they
They didn't want to do
yeah,
it.
did not
they
take
said that they have no
Good
ill
intentions.
intents.
Good intentions.
No ill intentions towards us.
Well,
so.
it might not be ill intentions, just it's realized the fact that this is the proper way we should be going, and we just don't realize it.
Yeah, I mean,
know?
but I mean, we have to also remember, at least as of right now, for the most part, AI is being programmed by humans
Yeah.
to behave and to act a certain way, and they're trying to have it emulate humans,
of
obviously.
Well-
But eventually, AI will be teaching itself and programming itself. Then that's the question of, okay, now humans might be out of the equation. What's that going to look like? And is it going to be beneficial or
Well,
not?
and my thing is too like what if like everything we know is fake? Because like humans are teaching AI how to do it.
That's
Yeah.
a different topic.
Yeah, so we're gonna dive into
like,
that.
But like, cause like people,
We can go down there, though.
people are like teaching AI like
Yeah.
what AI says they had to have been taught by a human.
Right.
So like
Well, it's-
ChatGPT, everything in ChatGPT, humans already know. Like some amount of humans.
It's already been put
know.
in through a human.
So that's how AI knows. So like yeah.
There is the phenomenon in AI where they don't know what it's doing.
Well, humans made
can't-
it. Humans
well,
exaggerate,
you know what I
so
mean?
it's natural that
It's going to exaggerate
that it's going
itself.
to exaggerate.
And there's also
And I'm just wondering, but also
Sounds
humans,
good,
real
so I
quick.
said it.
It was in my thing, but now humans are actually using AI to teach. So AI is actually giving you stuff, right, to build the curriculum, helping
I'm not
you.
building curriculum, but you know.
No, but
yeah.
I'm just. I might not be
Yeah,
using the right
yeah, yeah,
verbiage.
yeah,
But we don't
but
know if the
you're
people above you are using AI for curriculum. They could be.
No, we just don't know.
Everything's got to be fact checked. You don't want to present any information to students
But the
that hasn't been fact checked.
But it seems like
by
most of-
you,
But the fact
you
is
know.
not everything is fact checked.
And not everybody fact checks every single thing they're looking at. You know, if you're using
I
AI
get that.
more and
Okay,
more,
yes.
I would just know. I know I'm not going to be
Yeah, I
going
get what
down
you're
lists
I
and
get
go
what you're
down
saying.
all these lists of going. Oh, I'm going to double check this information.
because you
I'm
want
just going to go.
You want it to save
it's-
time.
Yeah, it's because I'm
That's
looking
the
to be
idea.
efficient.
So I guess
It
the
sounds like
question
it's right.
is, really,
You know, that
do
looks
you
right.
trust teachers to make good decisions about information they're sharing?
Well, I think
with
It just
students or
depends on the
not?
teacher.
Well, I think you could trust the teachers to do the best they possibly can.
Well-
I'm hoping AI is giving them the right answer.
This is a
you
question.
know what I mean?
Are you more likely, as an average, to trust the teachers
Or the
or the
AI.
AI?
I don't see. This is my question, though. I don't know which one to
point.
trust in general because which one's actually in
Well,
control of the other one?
And like
You know, is
yeah,
AI
'cause-
controlling the teacher, or is the teacher controlling AI?
because like the AI is like
They're both putting prompts
yeah.
in,
and
right? And AI is just regurgitating what it thinks you want to kind of hear in a way. You're looking this stuff up.
Yeah,
here's the information I got.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's one variable.
And we're all
with
using it
AI
more and more.
As far as reasoning, AI is much faster
At getting us information.
as at reasoning a bunch of data.
Yeah.
Like your normal human's not going to be able to look at something that's going to take 1,000 days to
Analyze.
research and read and stuff, and then pop that out into a long reasoning thing based off of 100 psychologists and all this kind of stuff.
And I'm supposed to trust it.
No, I'm just saying a human's not going to be able to do
impossible.
that, or very few might be
Yeah.
able to do that in the world, where your average AI is going to be able to do all that within a matter of
moments.
a few moments.
And that was like,
And which is kind of amazing in itself, we all know, but also you put a lot of faith on something, of
And
like,
that-
I hope it's correct.
Well, you're not necessarily putting a lot of faith on something. You're putting the faith into all the information that was fed into the
Sure,
AI.
yeah, true.
Which
And
is obviously from a lot of sources.
Yeah.
But I get your point that there could be some sort of behind the scenes
Because some of the
alternative
problems
motive.
they have problems with AI doing its own thing.
Yeah, in some
And they're like,
instances as well.
there is some of these algorithms we can't read what it's doing because it's created. They're creating their own algorithm,
And we'll talk.
and humans can't even understand that algorithm.
Yeah.
So what is it actually doing? We just don't know.
We'll talk about that on another
that was-
topic when we deep dive into AI in general.
Sure.
But
that was like my point too. Is like, how do you know which one to trust? Is
Trusting
like,
it, yeah.
Because like it was made by a human, but the AI also like knows more than one single human like could know, because it's a bunch of like humans like knowledge put into one. So it's like which one? Because like the AI can go faster, but also like you don't know if it's giving you the wrong information at the same time, and you don't know if the like humans giving you the right information or the wrong information at the same time. So like, who to trust? You don't know who to trust.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure eventually there'll be statistics on that, and they've done some statistics, like I know
I'm
in
sure.
the medical field with doctors, where certain AI tools or analysis have gotten diagnosis
Better.
from patients much better than average doctors
Yep.
are. So then you'd have to
No,
be like, okay, should
yeah.
I go with the AI diagnosis or should I go with
Do
the
the
human
doctor one, yeah.
diagnosis, right? And the same
Talk
would be
with your
with.
doctor about these possibilities,
Yeah.
and then
But do I talk to my doctor, or do I just
Because it seems
ask
like
ChatGPT?
Well, your doctor
because
has-
statistically it might
your
be better.
doctor has the referral. You've got to talk to your doctor because you got to get the referral.
Well, right now you
So-
do.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah.
But eventually, maybe they'll just refer you to an
But
AI.
it would be kind of annoying when the AI is correct, say 100% of the time, and doctors are correct, 89% of the time, and you want to go with what the AI is telling you, but the system's still set up where the doctor has to authorize it, and the doctor goes, I don't think it's the best for you. But the AI is correct 100. Say
Well,
the statistic
also,
is 99.9%.
That's
Yeah.
assuming that
No, it'd be kind of annoying. Be like,
people
what?
don't want.
Can I make my own
people
choice
want
or
to
what?
be in control. They
Yeah,
oftentimes don't even want to
exactly.
listen to doctors.
That's true too.
so
Yeah.
that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, it might, or people
I can
might
see
more
eventually
more
change
apt to
where
do
AI is
that when
gonna write-
it's not a human.
Yeah.
Right? They're like, hey, this is a non-human thing that's telling me what's wrong with me or what my treatment should be, versus this person who I don't like their personality.
Yeah.
They have a
You
bad
know?
bedside.
And that's
This
true,
one
too.
doesn't have a personality, and it's just giving me what I want.
The information I'm asking, yeah.
I think
I hope
you
it's
should just
right.
put a chip in my brain, so
And the
I
same
don't have to do
thing-
anything.
Yeah, the same thing could happen with students, where you don't have any personality conflict with students,
Mm-hmm.
because the AI is going to react with the correct personality for that
True.
student.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like
They're going to be able to
yeah.
make a connection probably at some point better than a
And
teacher.
quicker.
And
Yeah.
quicker.
Where they're going to
Because-
trust the AI.
Yeah.
No, they've always been there for me. They understand where I'm
Yeah.
coming
Exactly.
from.
And they essentially might, because of all the psychological background and information that they have. It's really, they're a psychiatrist, they're a friend, they're, all these things wrapped into one, where the teacher can only be them.
Well, and
But
it's
the AI
also
can
like
be anybody.
teachers have their own personality and kids have their own personality, and sometimes two people's personalities don't mix. People can hold grudges, kids can hold grudges, teachers can hold grudges, and it's just like sometimes it doesn't mix. So if you get an AI will just be like blunt with you, and you won't, even if it doesn't have a personality, it could still like just like help you more than a teacher with a personality who will like say like they don't believe in this but you do, and then like you guys like whatever like fight about it. It's hard to like learn from that teacher after that, because you'll hold a grudge or she'll hold a grudge or he'll hold a grudge. Like it just like
So AI is perfect, in my opinion.
No, well,
Like, there's nothing wrong with it.
we have been talking a lot about the benefits of AI, and I'm sure there's a lot of, you just watch a Black Mirror
like
episode
what we were
and you'll see
talking
some
about,
negative
Sure,
stuff.
sure.
Like we were saying, like, I think there's no reason to memorize anything necessarily. Like, I'm kind of leading on the times tables. Like, do kids really need to have that since they all have? She wants to get, the kids want chips in their brains now so they don't have to learn anything.
I don't have to waste. I don't have to
They
waste
want it to be
13
like
years of my
Matrix.
life.
It's just
that's what my
download
question.
it
So
in, and I have all the
do the chip.
information.
I do the chip.
Would you do the chip?
I've been waiting for the nanotechnology for a while.
The chip.
It may have
And I'm not
Johnny,
saying
would
there's
you do a
anything. Hell no, not right now.
Not right now. No, not right now.
I do it right
Don't
now.
sign me up.
I do it
Okay.
right now.
But I do understand where people
The
are coming
idea,
from.
though.
I watched The Matrix. I think it's awesome to go,
Well-
I want to fly a Huey.
well, it's
I
not.
know how to do it.
It's not even
That
that.
sounds awesome.
Well, and it's not even that. It's like the amount of like time you waste in your life from 5 to 18 years old is a lot of time of your life where you could be out in like the world learning what like 5-year-olds do, what like 6-year-olds do, 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds, like learning what you need to learn in that year other than just math, science, ELA, like all that kind of stuff. You could just put it in your brain and then you could learn fun stuff that you'll have fun learning, not like you won't be
No,
bored.
I totally
You
get
turn
that.
into like a drone by like school and stuff like that where you just know this.
Yeah.
You'll
But-
just have it in your brain by the like you'll just have it in your brain. You could go out in the woods, like learn what plants
Well, it
are,
is
learn
kind of
what
neat.
this is.
I totally agree with you. If I had a chip in my brain, I'd go, hey, you already have calculus down in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just downloaded in
But
3 minutes.
you guys essentially have chips in your brain. They're just not in your brain. They're in your pocket.
That's what I'm saying. I'm correlating that too.
You're doing the same thing. It's just taking you longer.
That's my argument.
Yeah.
Is the fact
you're
is
not going to the
why-
library to
why
learn
do
how
they
to do
nec-
something. You're going onto YouTube.
I could see how kids are like leaning in that direction, going, "Do I need to put this effort forward?" Because we're at the cusp of putting chips in our brain. Probably, I mean, they've already been doing it.
Yeah.
But it's getting advanced so fast, right?
Yeah, no, I can see
she's
that
like
from a
this.
student's perspective.
I'll be 22, and there'll be a chip in my brain. I mean, to be honest, she
Well,
probably
just like Kelsey said, it's the same perspective we had with
And you'll
calculators.
have more time of
stuff.
just
It's
enjoying life.
Why do I
Yeah.
not use a calculator? Calculators aren't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Computers aren't going anywhere. So why do I need to learn all this stuff
Yeah.
when I'm not going to use it? They're thinking the same
And
way
They're thinking the same.
as
Because it's good to learn algebra. It's good to learn
totally agree
calculus.
with you.
It's good to read
I
Shakespeare.
agree. It's good to
It's
learn
good for
things.
your
So you
brain.
put it in your
But it
brain
doesn't
and you
have to be
already
things
know
that you
it.
don't
You
need
don't
to know.
have to retain the information. The process of thinking about it.
Yeah, but
is
what about
what
if
is good
instead
for
of
your brain.
algebra growing up, you learned some other skill in its place that benefited you
No,
more?
no.
Then I'll like
Here's the
reading
thing.
music,
No, here's
or-
my problem.
I mean, those are all good
You're
things.
going around the thing.
Yeah.
The thing is what we're talking about is in the future, they're just going to know algebra.
No, I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
They're going to know calculus. actually.
You're skipping the
They're going to
learning
know
part.
advanced
I
aerospace
feel like what
crap.
What you're
I
talking
feel like-
about would require the brain to create pathways.
No, the AI.
it's
the
AI
AI
created
chip
So
would have the
you
pathways.
wouldn't know anything. You would have access to
Yeah,
the
and
information,
you wouldn't
but you
have to,
wouldn't
like-
know it.
But-
The
but- You
wouldn't have to
brain
learn
wouldn't
it.
have
You wouldn't
those
know.
pathways.
You would actually put all that
Which
effort
isn't
in.
good.
It might not be. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I don't know.
You have more fun
And
and
you
can
can-
enjoy life more when
Well, you don't necessarily know that because you.
I think, in my experience.
Yeah, but you might not know the difference.
Well, and that's the thing. You can
Okay.
choose to have the chip put in your brain. You could do it if you want to learn. You want to take the time out to learn, but you also can do it if you don't and you want to learn other things that you want to learn. Because some kids don't want to learn that; they just want to know it. Some kids do want to learn it and they don't want to just know it. It depends on the
Depends on
person.
what you like.
Because some people want to just know it and then they want to go learn other things like plants, music, like all that kind of stuff.
Well, I guess- yeah.
And you don't have to just and you don't have to spend the time learning something you don't want to have to learn. Like you can still know it because I feel like you need your times tables. You need to know how to add, subtract,
totally agree with you.
divide, and then you need a little bit of middle school math.
You need to be able to read.
Yeah, and you know
Yeah.
how to read, and then you need and then you need to know how to write. So that's about really what you need to get by in life.
But you also need to know how to read a map. And you need
Yeah.
to be able to...
that's reading. Like, that's
well, you don't know if you're necessarily going to need that.
I think you were simplifying
It's
a
good for the
general idea of what
Yeah.
we need to learn. Like
Yeah.
we need to learn how to read. I get that
Yeah.
too.
If things
You're
are-
just saying these are the things, but there's
that's-
definitely the curriculum.
We're basing that off of the perspective of the world we live in now.
Yeah, I know.
And
I was
a
like,
lot of
if
things-
AI, it could just be downloaded.
And I'm not
like
talking
that.
about, obviously, students now, yes, definitely need to learn
Yeah.
those things. But in 50 years, in 100 years, will anybody need to
Probably
learn
less
those
than
things?
that.
Technology
No, I know. I'm just
developments will...
That's the thing. These
Put it
kids
out.
are taught. It'll be downloaded. All this information, right? These synapses that have to be built.
Yeah.
We don't need to build them. We just have a chip that we put in that's
Yeah, but
massively advanced. You know what I mean? And these kids
Well,
are
and I
in
feel
that
like-
mindset of going,
'cause then
I
you
don't
wouldn't
need to
need to
learn
know-
it. I'm just going to download it into my brain.
you will know it.
You'll know it.
Right? What's the difference between learning how to read a map and just knowing how to read a map?
Like,
Is there any difference between the two? I mean, I know one takes longer.
I don't
Yeah,
know
one
enough
takes
about
longer.
the brain to be able to speak
Well,
on
and, like,
that
yeah,
at this point.
which-
I
That's
need to
true, too.
consult my AI
And that's true,
assistant,
yeah.
and I'll get back to you.
Let's see
No,
what
and that's true.
ChatGPT says.
Nobody really does know. Let's see what ChatGPT says.
I think
How long will brain
let's
plants be
get
there?
comfortable being uncomfortable, and this is a developing thing for society, and who knows where it's going to take us? Who knows?
Yeah. All right.
Just-
Let's go with that with the round table to end the session here. If you guys want, we'll just go around and say what you think of AI and a prediction of the 5-10 years on what's going to happen as far as the school system goes and your use of it.
I like it. It's exciting and it's fun, and I have fun thinking about the possibilities. I appreciate it helping me be more efficient, and of course I want it to be used for good and not evil. So let's hope that it can be. I don't know. See where it takes us is what I think.
Adeline, you've got a few years of school left that you're going to be obviously utilizing these tools. What
I think AI is really great. I love it so much. It helps me so much, and I think it's gonna help teachers and students in the future, and you won't have to take as much time out of your life to learn things, and it will just shorten it for you, so you don't have to spend 13 years. You might be able to spend 8 or 10 or something like that. You want to be able to have to spend as much time.
Yeah, I can see it cutting time down pretty.
So I have a
pretty
quick question. I know we weren't going to do any more questions, but could you see, because obviously AI is going to advance very quickly in this next few years before you go to college, do you see, or can you predict possibly that you might not need college? I'm not sure if you were thinking of going to college, or you might.
And I feel like this is the thing too, is I feel like you should know how some people drop out in junior year. It's because they feel like they don't need senior year, or they just feel like it depends on the situation, but a lot of people don't think they need senior year, or sophomore year they drop out, they don't need junior year, because you already know what you need to know for the job you want. It depends on if you want to go to college to be a major in something, you want to be a doctor, you want to be something like that. But if you want to be an esthetician, you go to beauty school. You go to different schools depending on what job you want. If you want to be a garbage man, don't go to school, just be a garbage man.
Some people change their mind later,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I mean, people go to school later on in life too.
You can, and even if you drop out, you can go back and get go to college and get whatever you want for that. Yeah, and I feel like it just depends on the person if you want to go to college or not. But
Yeah, I was just kind of curious if people are going to start to think I don't need college anymore,
Yeah,
because
because
I've got an
online.
entire knowledge of a
It's a-
universal.
I feel like
right
it
there.
really
Really,
depends
college
on
is
the
about
person.
proving, well, it's about a lot of things, I guess, but one aspect of getting your bachelor's degree is proving that you can stick with something hard for a certain
Persistence.
amount of time.
Yeah.
Like a job is hard, and you
The
have to
grind
do
is
it.
the hardest thing of
Yeah.
anything. Is
Stick-
the grind.
stick through it and
Yep.
do your best
Well,
and
we just
get
stick
to
them
the
all
end.
into civil service.
yeah.
But that's still I totally agree with you. That's the grind.
Yeah.
So where do you think AI is going to go in
it's
the
go-
next 5-10 years?
I think it could be great for definitely the school system. I think it could definitely work. I just think that the school districts have to decide, computers come in at a certain time. I think if you're going to develop the brain as a child, it should be just social interactions and very little screen time until maybe in middle school. Then it transfers over. I just see the kids they get enough screen time at home. Why have another 5 hours at
Well,
school
yeah.
when interactions facial interaction? We already know
It didn't used to
covering
be
the
like
faces up during.
Yeah.
We know that screwed kids' brains
Yeah,
out
it did.
forever.
Yeah, and
I mean, it's not all of them, but there's going to be tons of research done in those 3 years on how they screwed a bunch of kids
yeah,
up.
people didn't
And I
see
feel
smiles
And
for
I
a long
think
time.
this is another mistake that I think, in a way, humans are doing, thinking this is better for the future. I think I'm definitely leaning more. Screen time should be minimized for kids, 0. And I made mistakes too.
Yeah.
By giving her that stuff. It just made Monday night quarterbacking it. I know I screwed up myself, but I see it's beneficial, maybe middle school. 6th grade, they could start integrating screen time more at school because they start needing to learn some programming, but you don't need to learn that at 5 or 6, 7
Yeah.
years
And
old.
I feel like
you can learn to say, no, it's okay to have a no told to you.
Yeah.
You know, that's the big issues they have.
And I feel like with like you guys did like I bought my own phone. Like I saved up the money to buy my own phone. Like yeah. But I feel like that like helps too, like have social interactions, learn how to like save money, learn how to do this before you have to go out in the world and like go do that. You'll just be like thrown in and blankly know how to do it unless your parents taught you beforehand like you guys did.
Yeah.
Like you guys taught me what plants were, what mushroom picking is, what like hiking is, like all how to save money, how to like call 911, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you
like,
could have just asked ChatGPT.
yeah, but like it wasn't around then.
I know, yeah.
But see, now it is.
Yeah.
And that's how I think a lot of kids are going to learn that way.
And I feel like you
Yeah.
Get a hold
shouldn't
of cops.
just have ChatGPT. You should learn stuff from other people, and then once you can like you know how to save your own money, you know how to do all that stuff from other people, you can go to ChatGPT or can go to all these other AIs and like learn more stuff from them, like learn like school related stuff like math, how to like write, how to like read, like you can learn that stuff. Like if you need extra help, you still want to learn it from a teacher, so you can have a face-to-face connection with someone and you won't just be like on the screen with like an AI or something like that. You need to like have a teacher, but you can also go with yourself to go learn more with that AI.
Yeah,
So
I agree
it
with
could
you.
help students become more empowered.
Yeah, I just
for
think
their
there is
learning.
definitely a brain developmental window that I think
And it takes
if you
a lot
have
of
if you have the laptop like in kindergarten, first grade, kids are doing. There's no reason for them to do iReady at first grade.
well, and
you
it
know,
takes a lot
like,
of
I think
stress
it's-
off if you have an AI too.
They could be there coloring and talking about numbers in general than
Yeah.
trying to already implement AI stuff. You know, and
I feel like sometimes AI can like not like give as much stress to students, because if you're trying to like learn something on like a book, like you're trying to like do math equations, and you don't know how to do a math equation, but you're not with your teacher, you send him an email and he still isn't like explaining it to you, or like she's not explaining it to you. You like still don't know how to do it. You can go to AI and see if they can explain it to you better, and it takes stress off of it of getting a bad grade on that assignment. It takes a lot of stress off of you if you like know that you okay, I know how to do this now. Like I got this. This will like be a good grade. This will be a good thing, and I also know how to do it now. It like I feel like that takes a lot of stress off of the students.
yeah, I think AI is fine. I think it's gonna be great. I think it's doing really good. But I also see that it could probably just be extremely, and we're moving that way anyways. Maybe we could just give kindergartners AI ability too, and they'll just who knows how.
Well, and again, we don't know how AI is
how
gonna
we're going to
develop.
evolve mentally, but maybe that'll be the best thing in the world. Nobody knows yet.
Because I agree that
having
the
AI
screen
take over
time,
everything.
we're looking at AI as a screen
screen.
right now,
Yeah.
but we don't know what the future of AI is
If
going
you're
to be.
talking to
I would imagine in the
Westworld
future,
cyborg
5-10
teaching you.
years, AI is going to be much more interpersonal. Probably in the next 10 years, we won't even have smartphones anymore.
Yeah, it'll probably be.
There will be no need. We'll wear little glasses like this, and we'll be interacting with our AIs in our environment. There'll be avatars, real people, not real people. There'll be digital representations of people. So you're going to get a simulated version of that interaction that you get with a human. You're just going to know it's necessary, just like you get with social media. Right? You talk to people and you interact on social media. It's not the same as being face to face. But if now you do have a face to have that interaction with, and it's an AI, I think you're going to start to blur the lines between interacting with a human and interacting with an AI.
Yeah, I think we just have to get in this situation where really we're already stuck in the middle of it, and we just have to expect there's these massive leaps of going. Nobody knows what the hell's going on. I hope this is going to work out for the benefit of our society, but we really don't know yet.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's always the
Because right now it's great for like a tutor. Like you're like, hey, it helps me out. It tutors me very well, and it tutors me very well. It tutors you very well. Tutors you very well. These are great things, but we're also a lot of trust on it. That's something that we actually have no control over at all.
Yeah. Well, but humans are used
like
to
I'm
that.
saying,
We trust our organizations.
We have faith in a lot
our
of things.
governments.
Yep.
We trust all sorts of things.
I don't.
Well, I know you don't.
I have to go along with you guys.
You're still drinking the water out of the tap, so you're trusting someone.
I don't drink that water. She did. I told her. It's okay, I guess.
You could try.
I didn't.
Don't recommend it, but all right. Well, that was
a good
good
combo.
Good topic. Thanks for coming there, Adeline, and giving us the lowdown. Kelsey, thanks for your input.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. It was great.
Good
Till
luck
next
out
time.
there.
Until next time, thanks for listening.
Don't forget to subscribe.
If you enjoyed this dive down the Sado hole, make sure to subscribe, like, and share your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear what you think. For updates and bonus content, join our email list at downthesadahole.com. Got a strange theory or wild topic you want us to explore? Send it our way. Until next time, stay curious and keep questioning everything.